Live on KEXP, I am your host, Dr. West, from listener-powered, independent KEXP 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 in the Bay Area, and KEXP.org. We are streaming 24/7 through our mobile apps and KEXP.org. Welcome to Gouge Away, live on KEXP. Take it away, y'all. Gouge away on KEXP Seattle, 90.3, 92.7 the Bay Area at KEXP.org. Gouge away on KEXP. I'm Dr. West. It is 90.3 FM Seattle, 92.7 the Bay on KEXP.org. 90.3 Seattle, 92.7 the Bay Area, KEXP.org, listener-powered radio. Woo! Live on KEXP, I'm your host, Dr. West, with Gouge Away, 90.3 FM Seattle and the Bay Area, KEXP.org. Thank you so much for being here today. Excellent performance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Played quite a few songs from your latest album, and rightfully so. You have a lot of reasons to be very, very proud of that record. What's that record mean, coming out in 2024? You're still touring after. What does that record mean to this band and to each of you individually?
I guess what Deep Sage means to me is we started it in 2019, and 2020 happened, and it was a big blow to us and our creativity, and we took some time off and honestly didn't think we were ever gonna finish it at the time. And for me, it just we would all listen to the songs on our own. Like, we had demoed a few of them beforehand, and we all really loved them, the ones that we had finished. And it was just kind of about seeing it through and letting the song see the light of day. And even, it's crazy how 6 years later, I still love those songs as much as day one.
Yeah, from a listener perspective, I feel like this is one of those records that has gotten better with age. One of my favorites from 2024, but I think it's almost more of a favorite record after I've listened to it over a year. So thank you so much. And I think people kind of forget about that. 2020 happened to everyone, and it put a big dent. I think it ended up being a hiatus for the band, but who knows? Maybe that was part of the what propelled that record into what it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think so. Yeah.
It was good for us. We were very burnt out in 2020 anyway. So I don't know if that record would have happened had that not happened.
Honestly.
Yeah, which maybe is a little bleak, but it's maybe true.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of being burnt out, I've one phrase I read a lot in thinking about interviews and things written about this band, about Gouge is firebrand. Have you heard that term be applied to you? Firebrand. I had to ask my wife what it was because I was like, "What is a firebrand? A burning piece of stick?" But I mean, that's the literal meaning. But I think it's meant as like troublemakers or iconoclasts. What is this band? What do you think about that term being applied to your group or your music?
It's funny because I feel like typically we're all very like meek and shy and
Low energy.
not low energy, but we're all like very
Reserved.
reserved. But I feel like when the time is right, and I'm a big person who like I have to fight for what I think is right, and sometimes it's the tiniest thing that I feel like I have to fight for, and sometimes it's a big thing. But I think even though like as individuals we're very reserved people, when we come together, it's just like all the things we're probably bottling up like explode.
Yeah, that's definitely, we're not like, I don't know, fire people. Just on the inside.
Yeah.
It's funny, the music, it's there, like the emotional propulsion of the band is there, the political and personal lyrics are like, they are there, but I think that, I just found I thought it was interesting because you don't hear a lot of bands who are emotionally or politically charged have that term applied to them. I mean, I would take it as a source of pride. I think it's got its negative and positive connotations. I would, kicking shit over and starting trouble, that seems like a good thing to me.
Yeah, we start trouble when we're
Only when we have to.
yeah.
Only when we have to. We have each other's backs. That's like another way I kind of think of it, is like there are certain situations where I think sometimes there are people out there to like squeeze you for all you got.
Oh yeah.
Take as much as they can from you and leave you with peanuts, and like we have each other's back when it comes to like what we think is right. And sometimes it does cause trouble, but like it doesn't, if it's right, it's right. So
Yeah, and that's so necessary. Being in a band, you have to be in it together, or like you found out in 2020. It's like it's so easy. A band it's such a fragile thing. Bands break up all the time, even when they're successful and they get along. Things come about, so you gotta really look after each other. Excellent. One last question, and another a comparison that comes up a lot when I read about you is the Jesus lizard. Once again, what do you think about that? I mean, I hear so many things when I hear this band, and I guess I can kind of also hear that, but I thought it was often not what I probably would have started with.
Oh, yeah. I think we probably all love that comparison. We actually got to play Primavera with them a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And that was my first time getting to see them live, and it was so fun. And like their green room was right next to ours, and we were all like giddy about it. And like one of them like stumbled into our room, and I don't know, it was awesome. We were all like stoked about it.
Yeah, I also think the biggest comparison to them is probably like the bass in our band, like because the bass in Jesus Lizard is such like a big thing about the band, other than the vocals. And like obviously all of the people in Jesus Lizard are great, but I feel like the bass tone especially really sticks out. So we definitely like use that as a huge influence.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any other bands, any like dream gigs that you have had, maybe shows that were really fun, bands to play with, or bands you've not yet played with? What's the dream gig for this band, whether it's happened or it's coming up?
I mean, opening the Fugazi reunion would be sick.
Jesus Lizard.
Yeah.
Some dream ones for us. One was Mets, and we got to do that last year.
Yeah.
That was our first big thing we did back, actually, I think, right?
Yeah, and we we've been talking about touring with Mannequin Pussy since forever, and that's finally happening right now. So I'm very excited about that.
Deftones would be cool.
Put it out there.
Yeah. If you're listening.
Just putting it out into the world, manifest that. All right, it's KEXP live in the studio. I'm your host, Dr. West, in with Gouge Away. Thank you so much for being here. Excellent. Yeah, I can definitely see that, like I said, that firebrand coming across in the music, and then you're all such very nice people. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, 90.3 Seattle, 92.7 The Bay. It's kexp.org.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.